funny stories I get to tell you with this one. So the word of the day is onomatopoeia. Make sure this is the only thing on your screen, please and thank you. And remember, you're doing file, make a copy. Make sure this is the only thing on your screen. Okay, so everybody start by saying it. Onomatopoeia. For real, this is one of my favorite words of all time because it's so long and it sounds so fancy. Onomatopoeia is when a sound becomes a word. The sound becomes a word, like animal noises, like meow. The sound became a word. It's an onomatopoeia. Or like moo, quack, bark, right? All of those. The sound became a word. I also like thinking of onomatopoeias like comic book sounds, like pow, whack, thud, right? If somebody was fighting, all of those are onomatopoeias. Say it again, onomatopoeia. Now, onomatopoeia is technically a Greek word, but we kind of have adopted it into our language. But that's part of why it's spelled so cool. But the spelling, it's tough. So I'm going to tell you my trick. Whenever I have to spell onomatopoeia, this is what I do in my head. I go like this. Onomatopoeia. And that is not how it's pronounced. But every single time it helps me spell it right. I'll say it again. I go onomatopoeia. And then I remember how to spell it. So I have a funny story for you. Everybody go ahead. Turn your screens around. Screens facing forward. 3, 2, and 1. So a couple of years ago, Josh screen faced me so everybody can get candy, and Olin, you'll just see how everybody else, they just turn their screen facing forward like this, so just do that too. So I had a kid a couple of years ago who was having the world's funniest conversation with himself. He didn't know that I could hear him, but he was writing a story, and he gets to this part where he wants to add an onomatopoeia, and he starts talking to himself, and he goes like this. Okay, so I want that character to gag, so that's like... Okay, so like maybe, I don't know, like maybe G, H, and for like 45 seconds, he's just talking to himself, doing this out loud, and he keeps going, and I love that he was like struggling through, but he's like, I don't know, is there like a C? And I was in the back like dying laughing. It was one of my favorite things that has ever happened. And so that's the thing, that when the sound becomes a word, sometimes it's a really obvious word, like moo, right? But I Googled it one time because I was curious what Google would say, and Google did this one. But that's not the only right way, because this is one thing, this is the reason that even though I know a lot of you already know onomatopoeia, I don't think a lot of kids have ever been told this. Guys, you can make up new sounds. Like, look how crazy this one is for the picture. Like, ploeep. Like, that's just made up. And that is something that as a creative writer, you can totally add a little spice and a little excitement to your writing. That onomatopoeias don't just have to be the normal ones, right? Like, you can do funny ones. The other thing I don't think a lot of kids your age know is this first sentence. So when you're going to write an onomatopoeia, like you're going to put that sound into your story, you just capitalize it. That's all you have to do. You do not need to do quotation marks. I've had a lot of kids ask me that in the past. You just capitalize it. What was your question? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you just capitalize the whole word. So I'm going to show you a video to get it stuck in your brain for the rest of forever. This is another one of those like dorky rap ones. Keep those screens facing forward for just a tiny bit longer. Josh, grab your computer and So see how in his sentence right there, he has the squeak, 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 the actual onomatopoeia. That part is capitalized. That's what I meant by when you are going to write an onomatopoeia in a story, just capitalize the word. Go ahead and start thinking about your you try box, everybody. And yeah, just the actual sound, like the sound that became the word, the onomatopoeia, like he has it here. Like this, if this was a sentence in his story, chilling with a mouse, you hear a squeak. Squeak is the one part that would be capitalized. That's how you write an onomatopoeia. I've got a couple more examples for you if you don't have your idea for the you try box. This is some onomatopoeias from some famous videos. Like this was a viral video. You have this mama panda, crunch, crunch, crunch. That's an onomatopoeia. Look at the baby. Here's the viral part. Achoo! The sound becomes a word. So that's an onomatopoeia. The sound becomes a word. The sound becomes a word. All those animal sounds. Make sure you're turning in your vocab chart, guys. So all of the laughing sounds, like giggle, ha ha, are all onomatopoeias. Look at this part, how weird the minion looks without his goggles. Hold on, you'll see. Then we have comic book onomatopoeias. Pow! Whack! Yeah. Thud! The sound becomes a word. Yeah, they look so weird. Another laughing onomatopoeia, cackle, right? You could have chortle, haha. This one's a little gross, but the sound becomes a word. Onomatopoeia. This is Scooby-Doo. And even something just like drip, drip, drip. That's an onomatopoeia. The sound became a word. And then if you want to go home and annoy your family, this is the song. Let's do it, guys. Onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia. It's an onomatopoeia. I would do that like all day because my little brother Ian annoyed me so bad growing up. Does anybody have, let's do like 3 people, share. Did you come up with an onomatopoeia of your own, maybe? And if not, that's okay. Georgia, what was yours? Swap. That's a cool one. What was yours? Ka-chow. Yeah, what's yours? Say again. Yeah. Do you like the sound of the clock? Blurp. Oh, I like that. Schloopers. Whoa. Good. Yeah, the animal